Hi Sagittarius, it's Power and Light Tarot coming at you with the reading. And today we have another awesome reading, and I hope you guys are well. And in this reading, Sagittarius, we have optimism and the honoring path. And this honoring path is an intention, right? It is. We see these people clapping for this woman, and she won some type of an award, whatever that is, right? She's on stage, but it's a point being made that somebody has the intention to honor you. They do, right? The same way you're supposed to honor your folks, right? Yeah, you are. Even if they weren't perfect, right? No, you are. Anyway, I had that conversation with somebody last night. But yeah, somebody is very hopeful here. And I feel like whoever they are, they're going to really honor this path. In other words, take it serious and celebrate you. Yeah, I feel like that's what's going on. So before we begin, Sagittarius, if you'd like your own psychic reading, you may get one. Yeah, they are accurate. I'm a Silva grad. They're very personal. Many people come back to get a second one. They do. We do the tarot at the end, so you get two different unique insights. Yeah, this is like a consultation a little bit. And but you can really find out about somebody and where they're coming from. And if it's for you, it can help you with like kind of questions about potentially what direction you're going and just things like that. For sure, you might be able to see some clarity, yeah, after the reading. And if you'd like your own free psychic reading with Mystic Sense, right? Mine's psychic too, but mine's not free and it's not for 5 minutes. No, you can get one of those. The link is below. And yeah, and mine's almost an hour. Yeah, that's what it is. And it typically is, right? I have it listed as 45 minutes. If you'd like your own free, not free, you guys, if you'd like your own tarot reading. Yeah, that sounds like free, sort of, right? No. If you like your own tarot reading, you may get one of those as well. So the link is below, right? Click on the calendar. And yes, today I'll be posting my video on my other channel at the top of the comments. Okay, I forgot to do that yesterday. Yeah. So Sagittarius, somebody's really hopeful here. Now, keep in mind, this could be you, right? Right? The readings can be switched, and these are general readings, so there's no way for me to actually know who's kind of doing this. It looks like it's the other person. Often it does, and it hasn't changed today, not too much. It looks like it's them, but it may be you. And we have the Two of Michael, and these blue cards in this deck are swords. And so here are the unicorns fighting. Yeah, they have their horns, right? These unicorns are using their horns to fight. And yeah, it's the Two of Swords. It will all be better if you just make a decision. Yeah, see, somebody here was, or still, they're afraid a little bit. And yeah, I feel like they are. And, and it says over analyzing a problem, find a compromise. Yeah, this is over analyzing. That's very Virgo energy. Anybody can do it. I know lots of people who overanalyze, right? Doesn't just have to be put Virgo on the hook. No, for that, right? And so somebody's overanalyzing. Here they are. And then we have epiphany. Yeah, and joy through spiritual growth. Be a light to others, answers that come through meditation. Yeah, and so somebody went through like an awakening here. We see the spiritual growth and the meditation. And meditation can really help you do it. Yeah, don't get discouraged if in the beginning it's, somebody told me, well, my mind races. Yeah, that's in the beginning. Of course, you're trying to undo like years or whatever of conditioning or habits, of course. So it'll go away. Just stay with it, right? Optimism and the honoring path. Okay. So, interesting. Consciousness is the optimism here. And so there's a lot of hope here. Very conscious hope. This is a high vibe energy here. And then optimism. And then this intention card, the honoring path, where someone's going to honor you. This is a number 7. I'm going to go turn that off. Sorry about that, you guys. This is the number 7. And this means that this person was really reflecting. Right? We know that because somebody was overthinking here. Yeah. And so this is, A call for a lobotomy, right? Maybe. No, it's not. Hold on one second, you guys. Okay, I beg your pardon. All right. So, oh my goodness, here. Let me just turn this off.
Battery 100%.
Sorry, you guys. I turned it off on the phone, and then it was the speaker's on, and so now it's clicking on the speaker. Anyway, so let's look at the reading. Yeah, and Sagittarius, in this reading, we see the first card as the Nine of Cups. So we see that you are somebody's wish. Yeah, definitely. This person's wish. And she's sitting there, and it looks like a clock, but this really it is a clock. And all these, it is a clock in a way for sure. All these cups are kind of lined up on this dial or clock or wheel of fortune, potentially, right? But she's definitely thinking about this. Here's the little fish. She's thinking about love. Excuse me. And she's sitting there like she just got time basically to think about this. And you can tell she's definitely in contemplation. Okay. And so the Eight of Swords, this woman here is stuck, and that's how she feels. And all these swords are here, and she's kind of like depressed. She kind of feels like she doesn't have any power, but she does, right? The eights are all about power. And let me move the camera for you guys. And so, she can walk away from this. She can walk away from this problem she has, because the swords are problems for the most part. The decisions, analysis, it's a mental realm. They're not always problems, right? Sometimes it's somebody very intelligent, right, making a good decision, but definitely about the mental realm. And this is with the eight, though, it's always about somebody who feels stuck, and they're gonna release themselves. I feel like they are. So this sits in the challenge, and yeah, this is very clear. The King of Wands is why it's all happening. And we see him here, and he has his lion and his cougar. So this is talking about his courage, definitely, to live an inspired life. And Sagittarius, in this reading, somebody is feeling really like your person's feeling kind of really left out in the cold without you. Now, I'm not sure if you left them out or they left you out, but whoever this is in this reading is the person who feels like left out. It's the person who has been overanalyzing this decision, and at the same time, it's the person who has a wish, you, at the top of their list. Yeah. And so this epiphany, this person went through some type of an awakening, yeah, and this could be kind of nudging them to kind of, meditate and, find spiritual wisdom, find it through spirituality, meditation, contemplation can be also, it's spiritual as well, it is. And so, yeah, and this person feels left out with you, and like in the cold without your presence. Five of Pentacles sits in the environment. She's ignoring this woman here. So she's standing up. It's not the typical three people outside of the church. This definitely could be the church, but there's a gate here. It's locked, and this woman is sitting on the ground, and it's unclear kind of what she's doing, but the way her body language is, she looks sad. The other person stands up, and it kind of with her back to her, kind of ignoring her. So you might have ignored them, Sagittarius, right? Silence is, it's a killer, right? It's like the worst one, the worst form of treatment, because it kind of tells somebody, sometimes it can tell somebody, you're not worth you're not worth my time, you're not worth me answering you. And yeah, and in a way, attention is better than no attention, right? Or response, right? So somebody feels left out with you here, and you may have physically left them out. Remember, the pentacles are physical too. And these people are physically left out of this church, but she's got her back to this to this other woman who looks kind of distraught here. She does, or definitely afflicted the way she's sitting. So we have in the past, Sagittarius, is Three of Cups, and these three women are celebrating. There's kind of a giant bubble up in the air. There is. I don't know if they're blowing bubbles. It's very beautiful. It's super spiritual, supernatural, just beautiful. And there's a rainbow there, and the moon is above. It looks like it's really close to the earth, right? And that is interesting because the full moon, the lunar eclipse in a few days, just in a few days, it is when the moon is, kind of puts itself in the shadow of the earth, but very, very close to the Earth's orbit. And definitely, this is what's going on here, right? Yeah, really interesting. We have the Two of Swords in this reading twice, right? It's down here. And down here, she's wearing her blindfold. She has these giant swords. The crows are there to kind of advise her because they're very intelligent birds. And she doesn't know what to do. Her blindfold is somewhat lifted, so in a way she knows what to do. And somebody does know what to do here, but they're a little afraid, so they keep overanalyzing, right? They keep going back to their ego, which is scaring them. That's how it looks here. And that's what the ego does, right? So when you are in separation, right, or you haven't realized that you are a divine being, you are overanalyzing and, just using the mental instead of the intuitive mind, right? Yeah, definitely. So, it's when we go, oh, God, didn't work out in the past, or this is when we become afraid because the ego steps in. And, we used to see that in cartoons when we were a kid, right? And, well, at least on Fred Flintstone, and it's a very old cartoon, but the alter ego would show up, and on one, shoulder, Fred would be trying to make a decision or, thinking about doing something, and the angel would show up and go, yeah, if you think that's really a good idea, you should do it, right? Just make sure, you're doing it for the right reasons or something like that. And then the devil on the other shoulder, which is the ego, would show up and say, you're not good enough, who do you think you are? And just stuff like that, right? So it's kind of funny here. All right. So the Tower, Sagittarius, sits in the concerning message here. And so when the Tower sits here, this is huge, right? It does. So somebody has concerned themselves with an awakening, like it came to them like a wake-up call, like boom, I love Sagittarius. That's how the reading is. That's what it's saying here, I believe. And so we'll get a card on that, though. And the Tower is when, things fall apart. Sometimes it's about what we thought. We thought life was one way and kind of, or you might live this particular way. You might stay with so-and-so forever. You might be a teacher forever. Excuse me, you guys. And, and then you turn away and you say, well, I'd rather be a stripper. No, I'm just kidding, Sagittarius. Or, I'd rather do something else. I'd rather, I don't know, become a scientist, something like that, right? But anything, it doesn't have to be any particular, just a huge change, and, life will never be the same. The Tower comes in a lot when people think that they really know themselves. Well, it's going to be like this. I'm happy. Everything will be the same, and I'm good the way things are. Or sometimes it can have to do with arrogance, right? Or I have it all, right? I have it all, that type of thing. But whoever this is doesn't have it all because this person's in love with you. Yeah, they are. So, and they're not with you, and they're feeling left out. Yeah, they are. The Hermit shows up in the reading. Maybe there's a Virgo. We also have the Knight of Wands in the reading, Aries, Leo, or Sag. and the Tower is Scorpio. The Tower is Scorpio typically, but for me, it's also Uranus, because Uranus comes in and brings really quick change, unexpected change. It can shake things up and make things unstable. And Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, which is kind of a wrecking ball. Scorpio comes in and says, hey, or Pluto, the Tower comes in and says, hey, this isn't working out, and the divine doesn't want this for you anymore. Or sometimes, you didn't learn, so we're going to destroy everything here, kind of, and you're going to have to rebuild so you can learn the lesson. Yeah, the Tower's a trip. And there is a powerful lesson here, or a powerful realization, because of the epiphany. Yeah, not because of Stephanie, Sagittarius. Epiphany, right? Stephania. Yeah, epiphany. I'm bad, right? And so, Sagittarius, this is the number 9 here. This can be the Hermit. The Hermit is number 9, and number 10 is, I don't believe it is though, but no, I don't believe it is. Oh yeah, actually I think it is the Hermit. Yeah. Because this is Epiphany and this is about spiritual growth, and here's the Hermit here. He's wearing these, I didn't see him at first, but because he's got these huge wings on, right? That are, bigger than him basically. But yeah, this is the Hermit, because the number 9 in the major arcana is the Hermit, and we see him right here. Right over here, he's he doesn't have any wings. So this is hugely spiritual for somebody. This reading looks like somebody was not spiritual, and then one day they had a wake up. They're like, wow. And it's interesting how we have consciousness with optimism, but this is kind of a trip. It looks a little bit like an awakening, a little bit, because she's standing here, this woman with this beautiful yellow dress, and we can see her, her beautiful hair dangling or falling on her back. But, she's open to this farm here, and that's where she lives, where it's fertile, and this is optimism. So she's open to fertility and growth, and here are these 2 trees. It's the same tree, maybe, but possibly kind of growing with an arch, which is, another miracle in my opinion. But, the apples and the grapes, the oranges, and the pears are all part of one tree. And so they can't even grow on one tree, because I feel like they have their own needs, each plant, right? Yeah. So interesting though, that's kind of a miracle here, or kind of this can be kind of it's related a little bit to an awakening, because we have consciousness too, right? And so consciousness is just, you're conscious to really what life means, but that the universe is in control, and that you are a divine being co-creating. Yeah, that's what it is. And so the Hermit shows up in the hopes and desires. Maybe you love a Virgo, Sagittarius, maybe you do, right? But he's learned a lot. He's got all these books. Yeah, he has this little tarot book over here, it looks like. But he does have these books here, and he's standing over the water. This is very beautiful here. Yeah, it is, this card here. And so we have Sagittarius in the potential outcome. We have the 8 of Wands, and this is change and growth. That's what this is. Yeah. So change and growth and progress, and it's only because somebody was wise. Here's the emotionally wise, spiritually wise, right? That's what wisdom is, really spiritually wise. I mean, it is, but it's just that they don't approach it that way in our society. No, they don't. So everybody's learning it kind of differently, right? Of course, but this 8 of Wands is here. She's by the water, very beautiful woman, and she's waiting. So there's change here. Yeah, you can tell that there's change, and she's waiting here for this to happen. Wow, and this is really interesting. It is. And so let's do, Sagittarius, a little reading here, and we'll just do a reading here with the with the Gypsy cards. Yeah, we're going to move these cards here. because we understand the reading very well. I feel like we do. This person finds joy with you. The Three of Cups sat in the past, and you could have been a third party, Sagittarius, right? So let's see what we have for Sagittarius with the Gypsy cards. Yeah, yesterday we were using little gnomes. And let's see what we got here for Sagittarius, please. And the foe is reversed. Okay, so let's put this in the upright here, just because he's really, I mean, they can read. You can make a message out of them, but they are not really reversed. They don't really, they're not meant to be read in the reverse. No, they're not. So we start with the foe, Sagittarius. So, you know, you might have an enemy, right? You could. Don't worry about it. Definitely not. And the foe is also a third party, like a mistress that is a threat to another relationship. Yeah, and that is showing up in the overall energy. You know, the fact that it wanted to come out reverse, though, can be a message that somebody doesn't want you. This person doesn't want you as a third party anymore. We're going to flip it and just see what else we have here. Yeah, for Sagittarius. In the past is the priest. Okay, we'll talk about that. That can be like the Hierophant. And the obstacle is the surprise. The reunion sits here. And this is coming into play. This is actually what somebody's focusing on here, the reunion, and the potential outcome in this reading. Let's get a card on the potential outcome, please, for Sagittarius. And we have the Lord. Okay, so in this reading, we see that in the past, which is up here, somebody believed in you. The priest can talk about somebody who went outside of their kind of marriage, or not marriage, they don't have a marriage, but it can talk about somebody who has gone outside of their marriage. Yeah, it can talk about that. Can talk about somebody who really believes in you, and I feel like that is clear here. But with the foe right here, it looks like you were a third party here on some level. Yeah, it does. Let's get a card on the foe. Reversed. Why is that foe there? Why is that foe? P5 foe fum. See what we got here. And we have the faithfulness card. Yeah, this is really interesting here because this person wants to be faithful to you now, but they were not in the past. That's why the foe's reversed here. That's how it looks. Now, this can also be here with this clarifying this, that they're going to be faithful now. For sure, it could be that. And the reunion is the focus here. So the priest in the past, why is the priest there, please? We have the enemy. That's another third party card, Sagittarius, unless you're at war with somebody, all right? Unless your neighbors are, you know, you live in a bad neighborhood and the neighbors are just, you know, crazy, right? And it's possible, right? I've lived in a few funky neighborhoods before. Good God. Let's see what else we have. People are unhappy, held down, repressed. Some of them do it themselves. I mean, it's just, yeah. All right, let's get a card. And the past, Sagittarius, is the surprise card, and I'm taking the despair with it. I'm not going to take all these cards. This talks about somebody who went through an awakening, the surprise card. He thought he was going to find like crabs with these nets, and he gets some bag of money or something like that. It's hard to tell what it is, but it's not what he thought he was kind of netting for. I think they call that netting. I forget. There's another word for it too. But he didn't fish. He didn't catch what he thought he was. The despair card is with it. Somebody had a tower and awakening, this person, and they were in despair about it. Yeah, they were. Or they put somebody else in despair. But it looks like it was your person here. Or somebody else because of this. Probably somebody else. There's too many third-party cards here, and we don't have very many cards. The enemy and the foe, yeah. And the reunion is the focus. It sure is. Let's get a card, and we'll take this card here. And there's two cards that wanted to pop out here, and they are, I hope there's not three because I don't like that. They are the doctor and the wife. So, this looks like this person is focusing on marrying you here. And the doctor is like healing or I still care, right? He's not trying to give any medicine here. This is how it used to be in the day, right? Yeah. That's why Jesus was called the physician. I don't know if you guys know that. Yeah, people used to go to temples to be healed. Right? To be spiritually healed. And now we have all this energy healing to spiritually heal yourself. Yeah, I'm an emotion code practitioner. And it does work. So this Sagittarius is, this person wants to marry you. And in the outcome is the Lord and the house. This person has a little bit of money here with the house. They do. The house can be a marriage or a relationship. We'll get one more card on the potential outcome. And we have cheerfulness. And we're going to take it, and they are celebrating there. You have a new beginning coming with somebody, and there's going to be some celebration too. So this is awesome, Sagittarius. We're going to end this reading right now. Get your psychic reading. Lots of fun for sure, and very eye-opening. And yeah, it can bring major clarity. You don't know somebody, you don't trust them, or you just met them and you want to know what's up. Thanks so much for joining me here, even for yourself. Really a good idea. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the little bell, and I do have my my astrology video linked below. It would be great to see that for you guys. Watch it for your sun, moon, and rising. I say this because this is an eclipse, the full moon in Libra, and it's going to be affecting everybody on some level because we're in eclipse season. Yeah, and so for sure. Thank you so much for joining me here, and that will be at the top of the comments pinned.